What's going on with everybody? We're going to go ahead and react to the Philadelphia Eagles versus the San Francisco 49ers playoff game. Now, I had a little bit of delay in the content because I basically got a new mic, so I was trying to, set that up and get it going. Now we're good to go, so let's get it going, man. All right, here we go. First play of the game, toss left. Look at that. And then great defense by these, Eagles defenders right there. I thought the corners played really good today. Kenyon Mitchell, QM, and my boy Cooper DeJean, man. Both of them played exceptionally well. Except right there, though, in the beginning of the game. He got burnt. That boy DeMarcus Robinson, this was big, man. I think this was big. I don't think people realize how big this was in the beginning for the 49ers specifically, in the sense that how much it opens up that you could go down the field, and you did it right off the bat. Like, that opens up a lot for the offense. This was crazy right here. Tip ball, but McCaffrey still makes the play, so it works to the Niners' favor, I'm guessing. Which I think is hilarious right there. But that's great, though. Just being there on time. Great play right there. That's a vintage Kyle Shanahan play. Like, how many times do I used to see that with him on the Falcons? So it's nice. See, I think the ability that we have to run the ball with McCaffrey, but these guys being able to get down the field just enough, this is where the offense can open up, and Purdy feels like he has the options that he needs. And that's why I think with Pearsall coming back, that will be big, man. Is he coming back? I don't even know. I hope he's coming back. Demo, man, that was tough right there. It felt like he had the outside containment. But I'm going to say this much. That run, I think he had like 106 yards total. You take that run away, he only had like 60 or 50 yards on like 20-some carries, 25 carries. That might have been the only catch A.J. Brown had. But in a sense, though, if you kind of eliminate that run, this team did a very good job against the run for the most part, considering how depleted they are, considering that no one believes in them, and considering how good the Eagles' offensive line is supposed to be, obviously, and then Saquon. That was a good play call right there. It felt like, okay, Eagles are kind of doing what they're doing. But, yeah, and I think that was the big thing, the underlining thing that I think that came from this, that I think we'll talk about, the three key points at the end of this video, I think, for next week's game versus Seattle. But, yeah, that was a good play right there. Oh, yeah, he clonked that one. That was hilarious. I couldn't believe that. I really couldn't believe that. Back to it now. Bunch formations, making it harder for them to run with man coverage with each other. And that right there, man, that was just I think Brock Purdy just threw the ball a little bit too late, and we could have maybe gotten the first down right there. But, just good coverage, too, by the Eagles' corners. They're not going to give that much space at the same time. Okay. Okay, Jalen Hurts. It's funny how much fire Jalen Hurts is under. Considering that they just won the Super Bowl, right? So I think that's just the expectations that fans may have. He caught two passes. He didn't really, you know what I mean? 5 wide set, 4th and 2. They blitz in, cover 1, cover 0. Look, what a play by Upton Stout. My goodness. That was just, we got to go back and watch this one. Hold on. Right there, top of the screen. Oh, yeah. That is on a Heisman winning wide receiver, by the way. And he's just reading the tails, reading the breaks, and then just makes his plant and then steps and gets out to the ball. Wow. Wow. Look at the pocket presence by Purdy. Sliding out left. That's just making something happen with nothing going on. But, damn, they were flying to kill him on that play, weren't they? Jalen Hurts and company now. He was throwing the ball to, that's 3 catches, right, that we're seeing in the first quarter. Got it out to Devontae Smith. So it's like I felt like his presence was not felt in this game. But then I looked at the box score and I was like, oh, he had some catches and some yards. But yeah, Jair Brown and them, look at him talking smack. That was a great play. They were tackling very physically. I think he got hurt right later in this game where Marquise Siegel, I think, had to come in, the rookie. Yeah, look at this first quarter of the game. They're running the ball a little bit, with Saquon. He had some big runs, and then you have targets to both receivers. Dallas Goedert got in the end zone. Look at this, like right here. Oh, man, they're running the screen. Uh-oh. But then it was a flag, right? I think it came back. This was the big, I think, underlying thing we're going to talk about, especially at the end of this one, was Eric Kendricks' veteran presence, just being very disciplined in run fits. Like, that's so crucial. Nice. What a tackle right there. Like, I think, next week we might see a little bit of a difference versus the Week 18 game with the Seahawks. With the young guys being in there and just kind of, jumping on things and not being, discipline in their gaps and all that. So good play right there. That's just manipulating the zone. Like no one's got a body on you, or or whether it's a zone or not, but like no one's got a body on you, and they're trying to find you, and you're just like making them looking. You know what I mean? I think it was zone, yeah, zone or the match or whatever, But just you're manipulating them at that point. And Tom Brady, it was funny to hear him basically not be able to hide his excitement for the 49ers. Oh, this was the play. Oh, this was brutal. I thought, oh, it's over. It's 13-7, and George Kittle just tore his ACL. This is crazy, man. Oh man, we can't. Parental warning advisory, whatever they say. You know what I mean? Getting his guys set right. Juwan Jennings, man, is just like a vintage 49er at this point. Motion McCaffrey all the way across. I think that's what's going to really open this up. And you see how the linebackers all are going to slide? And you see how he slides out there? Yeah, I like that, man. Great play. And he still had to fit it over the other linebacker. So that is a beautiful ball by Brock Purdy. That's where you see, like, when you're like, man, how does he do it? It's throws like that where it's like he just has the touch and the timing and all that. Good stop. But just you got to keep him honest. You know what I mean? And you also got to be able to set your own plays up. That's where that comes from. But it's still a good drive in that sense. Like, you got down there. I get frustrated when they will just throw away drives. And I get it. You're trying to set things up down the line with the run game and the pass game. But that can be what's frustrating at times. Oh, yeah. Great rep right there by Bernardo Green. Just staying with him. Let's see. Is this going to be the one I'm going to break down? Let's see what the leverage looks like. Look at this. They're working at the top. Just rock. Oh. Just rocks with him. Keep staying with him. And the hand fighting right there, they're both fighting. So that's why, like, the refs are not going to call it. No one's really getting a clear advantage or, disadvantage, I guess you could say, at the end of the day. And he is looking back at the ball. So this is good coverage, I think, right here. Squeezing him. But A.J. Brown's just dropping it, right? Like, A.J. Brown is a star receiver. He probably could make that catch, but he was just all over the place. But I think as a corner, it's about you being able to make it as hard as possible. Like that, like those aren't, like, he just came off the jam and now he's trying to catch it out there off the fingertips. So they're just like, you're trying to do what you can to frustrate him as a defender because he is a star receiver. They're probably going to make that play, and he probably should make that play, So you're going to take it in that sense. It's like Steph Curry missing the threes. You know what I mean? Like, I was there, I put my hand up, but he's missing. I'm going to take it. And, he's not as great as Steph Curry, but it's still a superstar player in that sense. So they did a good job, I think, frustrating him, making it feel difficult, Damn, that was a tough sack right there. Good run by Saquon. See, they're still able to get a push, even though they had, like, 2 backup linemen in or whatever. They still were able to give Jalen Hurts a pocket and Saquon dropping it. And that's what's tough. I think it was a combination of everything. This whole team, they were dropping passes. They had some bad play calls. Jalen Hurts, you had a pocket, and you couldn't really, like, operate too much from it. You see the 49ers are giving Brock Purdy an exceptional pocket. Excuse me, sorry. But an exceptional pocket. The presence of Trent Williams being able to run the ball. And look at that pass protection, by the way. And that is just huge, how that can open up the offense in its entirety. And this is what I think is interesting, is when George Kittle went down, the ability to still be able to run the ball effectively, because the rest of the guys are built around this scheme. Like, the rest of the tight ends are run block tight ends as well, too. These wide receivers will run block, and you still have Christian McCaffrey. Damn, that was a great play by Kenyon Mitchell. Like, these corners are ballers. But, as great as Brock Purdy is, as you can see, there's still those moments, right? And the team is obviously predicated on Christian McCaffrey. So I think it's one of them situations where as long as you got Kyle, Christian, and Brock, you're good. And then having Trent Williams, you're really good. Like, because obviously we saw how limited we could be without him. Now you get Fred Warner back next week. That could be even bigger. So that's why they really got to win. But these linebackers actually balled out. We might have something in Wallow and I know Eric Kendricks is Eric Kendricks, but Wallow, I mean, I'm hoping we have some. Give me some Jeff Ulbrich vibes, you know what I mean? But they played great that game. Good coverage right there. Yeah, QM had a great game, even though he had some moments that were struggle. He still had a great game overall. Oh man, right there, great play. I think that's Kalia Davis, right? These guys all were hungry, had something to prove, and I thought that was what was really stood out in this one as well too. Devontae Smith, this is good tackle. This is the bend don't break philosophy. Hey, we're gonna cover up over the top, make you throw it down underneath, and we'll just come down and tackle and put you in these second and longs, third and shorts, whatever. What a tackle, Bryce Huff, revenge game. You know what that was right there? Him getting up, looking at the sideline. Jalen Hurts, nice, great stop right there by the defense. You can tell the frustration on him just getting up, the body language. It's just it's tough. They're having a hard time to move the ball. Feel like they should be having touchdowns and they don't. 16-10 though. This is where it gets tricky for Kyle Shanahan. 2 minutes left, third quarter. You're down by basically with the touchdown. Kyle Juszczyk stepping up in the absence of George Kittle. Basically, that's what people I think don't really realize. What some people probably do, obviously, but Kyle Juszczyk is not just a fullback. That's another running back, another wide receiver, another tight end. So this guy can basically play and support the rest of these guys on the field as a vet. Can go out there and play in those spots as well too. So I think we're going to see more of that because he's towards the back end of his career, but he's such an exceptional player, and he's yet to win a Super Bowl. So you have to – whoa, this is a crazy frame to pause on, by the way. You have to feel that these guys like him and Kyle Juszczyk, Trent Williams, they just got to feel like, you know what, man, like, let's just go balls to the wall. Like, this might be it. You never know. So I'm really curious to see how that's going to look for them. But this is where it gets interesting for Kyle Juszczyk. Oh, my God, this is the play. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What a play right there, man. That was so beautiful. The ball was perfect. People say he overthrew him. He put it right on his pocket where he didn't have to. He could just keep running. And he got hit, and he was on the run. Look at this placement. He didn't have to stop. He threw him to the end zone. People are like, "Oh, you lost it on." No, that was great, man. That was great. You threw him to the end zone away from the defender while you got hit. I thought that was a perfect throw. High school quarterback right there. But yeah, that's where it gets tricky for Kyle Shanahan though, is because if he's down by a touchdown going to the fourth quarter, I forgot what his record is, but it's not pretty. So it was like that drive. Can we please go score a touchdown? Like, this might be our season on the line. Like, it's that important that we go do it. So that was what was interesting right there, was the fact that we did go score. That's why he went deep in his bag. You could tell it was like, no, we need to go get this one right here. Saquon. The holding. And the Eagles, they got called for a lot of flags. People are like, oh, that's kind of sus. But this team is just undisciplined. They just do that. They have a lot of flags. They do a lot of stuff like that. So it showed up today, I think, with them not playing, them having to but them just not playing and just not getting it together all season. It shows up. What a play. I call that the inverted squirrel, the return route. Great play. Juszczyk, you see him out there. Like that was 12 personnel right there where you got two tight ends. Oh, man, what a play by McCaffrey undercutting that. That ball just didn't sail enough for Brock Purdy right there. But we saw 12 personnel with two tight ends, and it was Juszczyk out there. So that's something for you guys to see, is you're going to see a lot of Tonjes and Juszczyk paired together and running these plays together, and that way they support each other out there on the field. Similar to how that you would use Kittle, but you're going to see Juszczyk, I think, more in that tight end 2 spot. Look at this. Called the flag on him, but this guy is a running quarterback. So that was what was tough, is I think Jalen Hurts did a good job. It's a kudos to Jalen Hurts. He's trying to get the first, so obviously that's where the whole motion stems from, but that's great manipulation at the same time, because what are the defenders supposed to do? It puts them in a bind, puts them in no man's land, and you get the benefit of it because then you get the flags. I mean, as a quarterback, you're like, great job, because he's going to be able to hold up from the hit too. Now he's cooking. And then for the defense, that is just a tough beat. Like, what are you supposed to do in that scenario? Because he could easily just keep going. You never know. Like, you got to prepare for it, because he's a guy that's going to put his shoulder down too a little bit. He's going to get physical. That guy's a football player playing quarterback. There's some guys in the league that are just football players, like this guy right here, man. He's a football player. They're willing to just go do whatever it takes, right? And they're just out there playing football. Like they're not just playing their position. So what a play, dude. Demarcus Robinson. Wow, man. That's what we're gonna need. What that's gonna do is it's gonna make Seattle think about this guy and have to think about and prepare to like, okay, how do we make sure that this doesn't happen to us when we play them? So that's where the benefit of Pearsall has to come, man. Has to come, man. McCaffrey just so much faster than his lineman, but has the blockers ready to go. That was funny. Look at that wedge. Great blocks. Jake Brendel, Buford, I see you, boys. I see you. A lot of you guys get hate a lot, you know, from the folks, but you guys did your thing. Look at that. Look at Buford. Put him in the ground. Yo, is that going to be tape? Oh, whoa. Why did it go back like that? I think that's going to be tape, huh? Let's take a look. The Buford plays. They kicked the field goal, right? And then we came out. I think this might be a breakdown. We might have to give him some love. Demarcus Robinson might have to get some love too, but watch Buford. Let's see. No, not right there. Look like he held him for a second. I ain't gonna lie. Right here. Yeah, look how they maul him on the double. Jake Brendel works up to the second level. Great play right there, dude. That was like phenomenal. And then watch Buford right here, left guard. Yeah, oh, he slipped. That's what it was. Okay. But still, I like it though, man. I like it. And this was the vintage play right here. We might have to just break this one down. Well, like, I mean, like, you know, off of real, like how I do the real breakdowns and whatnot. But look at the play though, because you're basically, and I can break it right here. Let's talk about it real quick, because this is like the biggest play dang near, besides that Eagles play at the end. You got two guys right here at the bottom that are running slants, and then you got Jake Tonjes right here. Let's bring it back. Coming from the left side. And it's a balanced set because now he motions over to the top. So Jake Tonjes is going to bust to the inside. But McCaffrey is the one to watch because he started on the right side, and then he's going to go through all the way across. Kind of like, I want to say he's like bluffing, like, hey, I'm going to pass protect, but not really. But what it really does is it makes this guy, Nakobe Dean or whatever, have to chase him all the way out there to that side. Like, let's look at how far he has to chase him. Let's take a look. Watch this. Look where he's at. He's right here in the middle, right? Yeah, he's right there in the middle. Kendrick Bourne is going to run probably like a backside dig or a corner. There you go, backside dig. Now he had to chase him. He had to commit so hard. You're not stopping on a dime and then moving back faster than Christian McCaffrey. No one is. That's just the truth. The reality is you got to box him or be able to judge where he's going and beat him to the spot, right? McCaffrey breaking down right back inside in this wide open middle. That is like, yeah. Great play. Phenomenal play. Offensive line, though, really did a good job on this drive. Look at that pocket. And then good pocket presence by Purdy. You're helping your line by stepping up like that. Dude, he's doing great. Great this year. He's leveling up. Levels. Great job, dude. Eric Kendricks, man, just discipline. That's all you need. We don't need Ray Lewis. You know what I mean? It's because we're so spoiled. I can't believe you dropped that. But we're so spoiled. Like, we have Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis, Fred Warner. But we don't need that right now. We just need somebody to go in there and be them. And just be a great player. Just go be sound. And that's exactly what we saw. Because he can still be very great in his own way. But we don't need to, like, replicate the same exact greatness. You know what I mean? We just need him to sustain till the greatness comes back. That's all it is. Fred Warner comes back next week. You add both these vets in there, and then the young guys, D. Winters coming back. That's really good. Really, really good. But you can just see, watch 43 everywhere. He's everywhere on every play. Flying to the ball. So we're getting close now to where they're going to run that final fourth down play where it's going to be a cover 4 quarters. They're going to start in a cover 3 shell. Cover 1, cover 3 shell. Drop the quarters like that. And then as soon as they see that, Eric Kendricks, like, they're going to key in on the number 2. Eric Kendricks is going to flow, get his eyes on the 2, which you saw right there, get his eyes back to Jalen Hurts, which he's doing right now, sees him looking at the other way, and then starts flowing with Jalen Hurts. That's why he's able to make the ball break on the ball. The safeties are committed because they're running quarters match. So all these guys are doing is, hey, you guys run up the field, and we got you guys on the sideline. So once they see their number twos are going up the field, it's man coverage at that point. So they're like, oh, yeah, I'm on you. So that's why you see the safeties already breaking down, and then he's breaking down too. But the gap in it is underneath, right? Like the seam, the hook zone. That's where the linebackers earn their money by making the break on the ball, reading the number twos, flowing with the play, and seeing where Jalen Hurts is going to rock with it. But, man, y'all know what it is, man. Shout out 49ers and Eagles. Stay tuned. We got another reaction coming up next.